First try. Hi, sinners. Remember when there was a general sense of hope in the air? Me too. Me too. 2016, specifically summer 2016, is a time the internet looks back on fondly. This nostalgia for 2016 started in 2020, I want to say. We were all stuck inside, so what else was there to do besides reminisce on the quote-unquote good old days? The decade could not have started off worse. Though with the way things are going now, I shouldn't speak too soon. 2030 is right around the corner. How could you not miss 2016? Rihanna was still making music, Obama was in office, and most importantly, Brent Rivera worked at Starbucks. I can hear your groans from here. This nostalgia for 2016 reached its peak last month, as millennials and older Gen Zers have been posting throwback after throwback after throwback, Rio de Janeiro filter and all. Popular dances from that era have been resurfacing on TikTok. Even I came out of my Instagram hiatus for this trend. I had to dig through the trenches, aka my Snapchat memories, to find somewhat decent pictures that didn't make me full body cringe. My selection was very limited. But where was I 10 years ago? I'm sure you're all dying to know. Bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, 18-year-old me went off to college and gained independence for the first time ever. And you better believe I did not let my newfound freedom go to waste.
Listen up, y'all, cause this is it. The beat that I'm playing is delish.
Wasn't she something? On a real note, though, if you knew me in 2016, no you didn't. If we met before, say, like, 2023, no we haven't, actually. It's nice to meet you. And you know what, say what you will about my quirky little 18-year-old self, at least I never bought into the galaxy print propaganda. I know a lot of you can't say the same. Wearing my black skinny jeans and army green jacket, I felt invincible. By the end of my first semester, my Adidas superstars looked like they went to war. The amount of germs they picked up from frat basements could wipe out a medieval village. But seriously, 2016 was a packed year for pop culture. So much happened in 2016, and I don't want to just sit here and list things at you. That's boring. I decided to make a tier list of significant pop culture moments and trends of 2016. Now, will this tier list include every single thing that happened in 2016? No, but I tried my best. I'll link it down below so you can do it yourselves, and be sure to send me a screenshot when you're done to my Instagram so I can see what your rankings are. Just because you might be alone this Valentine's Day doesn't mean you can't enjoy yourself. So what if I told you that Bellessa and I are teaming up for a massive spicy toy giveaway? Bellessa is a bi-women company focused on empowering all of us to explore our pleasure without shame or stress. There's a reason why Bellessa is the #1 most trusted brand in sexual wellness. Their toys are made from medical-grade, body-safe silicone and come in tiny, colorful charging cases. And the only thing more discreet than their charging cases is their shipping. All Bellessa packages come in unlabeled boxes, perfect for those with nosy neighbors or roommates. Bellessa's warranty program is unmatched too. You get 1 year of no-hassle replacements and a 10-year quality guarantee. Bellessa's even known for sending free replacements to customers whose dogs destroyed their toys. Like I mentioned earlier, Bellessa and I are doing a massive toy giveaway. We're sending out free toys and free gift cards for toys to everyone who signs up using the link in my description, so grab yours while you can. Thank you to Bellessa for your support as always. Now let's get back to your scheduled programming. Like always, before I start ranking things, I like to go through each tier on the tier list. So up top, we have peak. So this is like peak 2016 vibes, the best of the best that year had to offer. After that is honorable mentions. Yeah, like you're up there, but you're not like the best of the best, but you're still pretty good. You still made the year memorable. After that is camp, pretty self-explanatory. Camp. You'll get the vibe once I start putting things in that category. After her, we have meh. Pop culture moments I really did not give a shit about. I'm just like, meh. I could take them or leave them. After that is girl whatever. This is stuff that happened that annoyed me. And then throw it away is self-explanatory. But up first, we have the all-time classic army green jacket. And you already know how I feel about it. I don't think any TikTok micro trend has ever made the impact that this damn jacket has. The grip, this jacket had on society needs to be studied. I genuinely believe that every single one of my female friends had this jacket in some way, shape, or form. So for that, I feel like fashion-wise, this defines 2016. If I had to sum up 2016 with one fashion trend, it would be this. It's going in peak. Up next, we have the matte makeup trend, the full face beat that every single person was doing. I was more femme many moons ago. You could see me attempting makeup in my older videos. I was in my divine feminine era. I was never able to nail the winged eyeliner, but I jumped on the matte makeup bandwagon. I mean, who doesn't love a good pickle every now and then? And you know what? I do miss when everyday makeup was as bright and obnoxious and gaudy as this style was. Like, I would show up to Thanksgiving dinner full beat. The clean girl aesthetic. We need to bring this back. Not to make this a political thing, which like with 2016, it's bound to become political at some point in this video. The switch from this sort of matte makeup to like the clean girl aesthetic is an example of how conservatism has become more prominent in culture. The ones who get it. This makeup is going in camp because mama, this is camp. I love that one Nikki Tutorials video where she dyes her hair and she does like the grand reveal from the black and white to the color. And it's literally just like the lightest pink. She could have dyed it. And after the matte makeup, we have flower crowns. You already know I wore the out of flower crowns. This is what happens when you let your closeted gay kid watch too much Tyler Oakley. Again, just like with the matte makeup, we need to bring flower crowns back. We're not whimsy enough anymore. Shout out to Joey Graceffa, by the way. We need to have a little more fun with fashion. Everyone's too serious now. Everything's so much less colorful now. Rise of conservatism. That's what I'm blaming it on. Flower crowns are going right next to the matte makeup in the camp section. Joey Graceffa thought he ate, and you know what? He absolutely did. And after Mr. Graceffa, we have black skinny jeans. Now, if I was wearing the army green jacket, I was usually pairing black skinny jeans with them. That was the staple outfit in 2016. Obviously, black jeans are still in style. They'll always be in style. They go with everything. But black skinny jeans specifically, me nowadays, I love a good boyfriend jean, a straight leg jean. I'm not a fan of the skinny jeans anymore. But I know a lot of people will defend skinny jeans to the ends of the earth. And you know what? I love that for you. I really, really do. There's going to be millennials with pitchforks in the comments. I can already see it now. But I did love them back in the day. And I'm trying to take that into account when it comes to ranking them. I'm going to throw them in honorable mentions because I had quite a few pairs of these and I wore them like every single day. I can't say the same about this next one, Galaxy print. Throw the whole thing away. I never bought into the Galaxy print hype. Now, I don't think it looks ugly if it's on like items. I remember when the Nintendo 3DS XL had like a Galaxy print version and I thought that looked pretty cool. I like the obnoxious, colorful fashion from that time, but like Galaxy print is too far. If you ever owned Galaxy print leggings, I hope you burned them by now. After that, we have the Kylie lip kits. This was peak Kardashian Jenner era. I don't think I ever bought the Kylie lip kits, but this did inspire me to buy ColourPop matte lipstick, and I just remember them drying out my lips. And my lips look crusty after like 2 hours. These are going in the girl whatever category. Next, we have knee-high brown boots. Besides the Adidas Superstars, which we'll get into, also wore these. It really depended on the occasion. This was like a staple fall shoe. These are going in honorable mentions as well, just out of respect. Next are the Adidas Superstar sneakers. Obviously, these are going right up there with the green jacket. This was my whole closet in 2016. RIP to my Adidas Superstars. You deserve better. After the Adidas Superstars are chokers. I don't like wearing items of clothing that are too tight around my neck. Even like some necklaces, they have to be a certain length, otherwise I feel like I'm choking. I didn't wear turtlenecks for the longest time because I felt like I couldn't breathe in them. So you know I was not wearing chokers. That's going in the girl whatever category too, right next to her friend, the Kylie lip kits. Next is the triangle bikini, another fashion trend I never bought into. So that's going in meh. Oh, but this next one, we got the rose gold iPhone, baby. Whenever I think of rose gold technology, I always think of iJustine, the icon that she is. See, I'd include her in the 2016 pop culture tier list, but she's timeless. I like pink, but I'm not a huge pink girly. So I never got the rose gold iPhone, but You know, she's cute. She's gonna go in honorable mentions. Get ready for me to be annoying. Obviously, we have Hamilton. I went through a major Hamilton phase in 2016, 2017, as all of us did. And to be quite honest, I still never left my Hamilton phase. The Hamilton cultural phenomenon, you really had to be there for that. So obviously, it's going in the peak category. Who would I be if I didn't put it up there? You know, I make fun of Lin-Manuel Miranda every now and then, but that's family. And after Hamilton is Dear Evan Hansen. Now, I've never seen Dear Evan Hansen live, but the soundtrack is pretty good. Ben Platt is a hell of a singer. I've seen debates about how Dear Evan Hansen deals with mental health. It's not up there with Hamilton, let's be real. And I don't know if I like it enough for it to be in honorable mentions either. So just for the fact that it's so polarizing, it's going in camp. Yeah. I'm happy with that. After Dear Evan Hansen is Be More Chill. The fandom for this musical was huge back in the day. This was like peak Broadway fandom era, let's be real. Like Dear Evan Hansen, I never saw it on Broadway, but I did go to a community theater performance of it, and it was pretty good. I enjoyed myself, but I don't think about it. Hamilton, I think about at least a couple times a week. Be More Chill? Waitress. I think Kimiko Glenn was in it at one point, and also Colleen Ballinger. Ooh. Never saw this one either. I've only heard a couple songs off the soundtrack, but I thought I'd include it because it was so popular at the time, and I do know of it a little bit. She Used to Be Mine slaps though. I already know I'm gonna get yelled at, but I do have to throw it in the meh category. I'm sorry. I'm gonna get some heat for that. That's a for sure ski. After that is Zootopia. I've seen how much you sick have thirsted over them throughout the years, and I don't blame you. Judy Hopps, she's a baddie in the sense that, anyway, after Zootopia is Sing. I really like this movie. I think I cried when the elephant was singing. Did not see Sing 2 though. I don't want to put it in meh because I enjoyed myself. I have to put it in camp because honorable mentions would be too high. Then after Sing, we have Stranger Things Season 1. There was a time period at the end of 2016, early 2017, where Stranger Things was my entire personality. Stranger Things, Hamilton, I was insufferable back in the day. I stopped watching Stranger Things midway through season 2 because I got bored. But season 1, that's peak. It was everything. It's gonna have to go in. And then right behind Stranger Things is Black Mirror, one of my favorite shows of all time. I know it's cliche, but it really does feel like we've been living in a Black Mirror episode for the past few years. But I love Black Mirror. Can't wait for the next season, whenever that is. And after Black Mirror is Pokemon Go. You better Pokemon go to the polls. And look how that turned out, Hillary. It was fun, though. Now we're getting into music. Obviously, I had to include Closer by the Chainsmokers and Halsey. This blasted at every single frat party I went to, and I sang along at the top of my lungs every single time. Is it annoying? Is it an annoying song? Yeah, but like, I love it. Next is One Dance by Drake, my favorite lesbian. Did this have as much of an impact on me as Closer? No, but like, say what you will about Drake, but he made some bangers back in the day. And you know what? I could use a one dance right now. We as a society don't have a one dance enough. Maybe that. So that's going in honorable mentions. Broccoli by Dram and Lil Yachty. Lil Yachty. That's going in peak. For sure. It's up there with Closer. The lesson I took away from this song is that it's okay to set boundaries. Sometimes you gotta assert yourself in the middle of the party. Get off me. They were so real for that. Goosebumps by, I almost said Travis Kelce. Goosebumps by Travis Scott. It's going right next to One Dance. This also didn't have the impact that Broccoli and Closer had on me. So I didn't know what song to put for this artist, so I just put a picture of him, and that's Fetty Wap. I feel like he was like the breakout star of 2016. He did just get out of prison too, so shout out to you, King. Welcome home. Fetty Wap has to go in peak. I don't even need to explain why. Panda by Designer. I'm gonna be honest, the song's a little mid. Sue me. I'm sorry, you're going down there. But you know what? At least you'll have Post Malone to keep you company. Congratulations was okay. Like, it was good enough, but also not. But if we're talking about music that did everything for me, I gotta bring up Anti by Rihanna. I miss her so much. Mom, please come home. The kids miss you. It's just such a good album. Just like Fetty Wap, I couldn't pick only one song from this group, so I'm just gonna say 21 Pilots overall. I wasn't a mega fan, but I did enjoy playing House of Gold on the ukulele. Tyler and Joseph, what are their names? Tyler and Josh. So sorry. Didn't one of them say something insensitive during the Black Lives Matter movement in 2020? I don't know. They're going in the camp category. If you want to talk about peak music from 2016, we have to bring up Never Forget You by Zara Larsson. I'm so glad that she's finally getting her flowers. She is so talented, and this song's a banger. I can't say the same for this next one, though. One Call Away by Charlie Puth. Now, this is difficult because Charlie Puth is a talented musician and producer, but his songs are as generic can be. But I guess he knows what does well on the radio. Would love to see something more exciting from him, though. He's going in meh. Sorry, diva. Death of a Bachelor by Panic at the Disco. Unfortunately, this did go platinum in my household. It was a good album. Sorry. Wasn't Brendan Urie in some sort of controversy, or isn't he like problematic now? I think he has a great singing voice, but he does give Mr. Schuster energy. This album's still going in honorable mentions because I liked it a lot. Now we're going to be hitting social media trends and challenges and memes and stuff like that. And we're starting off strong with Team 10. Yes, can you believe that Team 10 made their debut in 2016? I feel ancient. It really is every day, bro. Throw it away. The Mannequin Challenge. Oh, what a time. Michelle Obama, the woman you are. I remember being at a Dage, which is like a frat party in the backyard, where they made all of us do the Mannequin Challenge. We were trying to coordinate it. We were all tipsy, so obviously it turned out a mess. I don't know where the video is now. God, it just brings back feelings of like joy and hope. Just like we all need a one dance, maybe we need to bring back the Mannequin Challenge. Now, next is King Kylie. Yeah, I didn't know this until I was researching for the video, but Cash Me Outside went viral in 2016, 10 years ago. That is crazy. How old is she now? Like early 20s? I think she has a kid. Everybody and their mother was saying Cash Me Outside. How about that? But I am going to have to throw Cash Me Outside away, not because of Danielle herself. She was a troubled teen. She was also an exploited teen. The way Dr. Phil, her mom, the media treated her was insane. I hope she's surrounded by better people now. You know, I brought up the flower crown before. Obviously, I had to include the flower crown Snapchat filter. By the way, Kevin Hart looks so beautiful here, doesn't he? It's also going in the camp category because it's camp. It's camp. However, the dog Snapchat filter, that's going in peak. And after that, we have Vine shutting down. If I remember correctly, it was because like a bunch of big creators went to like the CEO or something and demanded to be paid more. They weren't running ads on the website, so it was like not profiting whatsoever and they had to shut down. I think. That's just off the top of my noggin. And then all the big Viners moved to Instagram or YouTube. I think we look back on Vine with rose-colored glasses. I don't think Vine was as great as we remember it was because most of the viral memes were from everyday people posting. The Vines that the big creators were making were so cheesy. They weren't good. Vine shutting down, I'm gonna have to put that, I don't know where to put that though. I'll put it in meh. Yeah. That's fine. After that, we have the clowns. What the was that? How bored were we? Actually, not we. How bored were you? You're dressing up like clowns, terrorizing random people, random neighborhoods. What were we doing? What was the point? Genuinely. But are the clowns worse than Team 10? No. Next, we have flash mobs. Not a specific flash mob, just the flash mob trend in general. No one's going to be surprised when I say this, but I love a good flash mob. An example of how beautiful the human experience is. Sharing a moment of joy with a bunch of strangers around you. Yeah, they're cheesy as f***. That's why I like them. They're absolutely going in peak. Maybe we don't need a one dance. Actually, maybe we need more flash mobs. Now I'm gonna get mad. All right, Harambe. Not mad at Harambe, by the way. He did nothing wrong. This situation goes to show that parents need to watch their kids more. How do you let your child crawl into a gorilla exhibit? And you know what? Your stupidity and negligence led to this poor innocent gorilla getting shot. How dare you? Not me getting angry 10 years later. I know the zookeepers had no other option but to shoot Harambe. Rest in peace. If I had a it would still be out for Harambe. Harambe? Hello? Ariana Harambe? I do wonder where the little boy is now. Does he have survivor's guilt? Prediction for 2026? I feel like the Harambe boy is going to be interviewed this year as like a 10-year retrospect. After that is the Leafy versus iDubbbz feud. They pioneered the anti-SJW content. I haven't watched either of them. I'm going to be so real. Outside of like a few clips, they both plagued YouTube back in the day. They made kids way too comfortable comfortable with saying slurs and making fun of marginalized groups. After that is the Taylor Swift is over party. I believe this was when the voicemails between her and Kim K leaked. I think Calvin Harris, he like subtweeted her and everyone hated her all of a sudden. I'm not a Swiftie, so I didn't keep up with it. Therefore, I didn't really care. I'm gonna be so real. So, oh my God, Yik Yak. Do y'all remember Yik Yak? So in case you don't remember or you were too young, Yik Yak was basically like Twitter for people in your area and everyone was anonymous. So you can imagine how much of a shit show it was. So trashy. Throw it away. Fidget spinners, fidgy spinnies. As someone who can't sit still and likes to fidget with her clothes, just anything I can get my hands on around me, I love a good fidget spinner. That's going in peak. Oh my God, y'all remember the 3 a.m. challenges that people were doing? Remember J Station? That's a name I haven't heard in years. Whose death did he fake? Was it his girlfriend's death? I think Drew Gooden made a video on that controversy way back in the day. In case you don't remember 3 a.m. challenges, basically YouTubers like J Station would pretend to like contact ghosts at 3 a.m. because 3 a.m. is the witching hour or whatever. The whole concept is kind of camp, hence why it's going in the camp category. I remember those crazy life hacks, those crazy like craft hacks became really popular starting in 2016, like Troom Troom. Remember when every commentary YouTuber was making Troom Troom videos? I missed out on that, unfortunately. That was rage bait before rage bait was a thing. So I'm gonna have to put it in camp for that. They're infuriating to watch, but they're also kind of silly. Like, you guys are gonna be so sick of me. I mentioned him in the intro, and I gotta mention him now. Brent Rivera working at Starbucks. If you don't follow me on Instagram, which you absolutely should, I have been posting this meme every single day to my Instagram story with a different song in the background, just because there was a time a few years ago when I would post this meme on Twitter every single day for like months, and I've decided to revive that bit. Obviously, it's going in peak. None of you are going to be happy about that. Argue with your mother. Genuinely my top 5 favorite meme of all time. I'm surprised Brent Rivera hasn't sent a cease and desist. But you know what's a meme that never really made me laugh? Dat Boy. Maybe when it first like became popular, but I find the meme a little corny. It's not even a meh for me. It's going in the girl whatever category. No, I can't actually. No, it's going in meh, because I can't say that Dat Boy is as bad as the clowns. That would be disingenuous of me. Pink Guy. Do y'all remember Pink Guy, aka Filthy Frank, aka Joji? I only listened to that one song of his, the She's So Nice, She's So Nice, She's So Nice, yeah, treat her like a bitch. Pink Guy, he's going in camp. Pepe the Frog, however, that's going in the throw it away category. Pepe used to be funny, but then Groypers and right-wing freaks co-opted him, and now he's like their mascot, and I can't in good faith continue to support him. After that is the 2016 YouTube Rewind. Remember when Rewinds used to be good? Remember when we actually looked forward to those? I think this was the last decent YouTube Rewind. I'm putting it in the honorable mentions category because I wish I was quote unquote YouTube famous at this time, because I would love to be in a YouTube Rewind. Maybe I should make a YouTube Rewind this year. Nah. Right next to YouTube Rewinds, I'm going to put the bottle flipping trend. It's so basic, but it's so fun. The rush of dopamine I still get, there's nothing like it. And then finally, Damn Daniel. You guys are not going to like what I have to say. I never liked the Damn Daniel meme. Even back in the day, it always annoyed the out of me. No shade to Daniel, but like, God, girl, whatever. But why do people miss 2016 in particular? I mean, one thing that stands out to me is a certain event that took place. The main reason, in my opinion, is because 2016, specifically summer 2016, was the end of the Obama era. People were generally feeling more hopeful for the future. Wokeness was at its peak. It seems like marginalized groups are more accepted 10 years ago than they are now, which is kind of scary to say. And since then, Donald Trump has brought out a really ugly side of this country. But you can also argue that that side of the country was always there. But over the past 10 years, they've just been more emboldened to speak up. We're also not the first generation to look back wistfully on our younger years. I think this is something literally everyone has experienced. Like, what our parents did with the 80s is what we're doing now. The nostalgia for 2016 specifically has been making me feel some sort of way. According to my analytics, most of you are around my age or slightly younger, so you'll understand where I'm coming from. Now, I was born in 1990. Let me start over. I was born in 19... Oh my God, can I speak? I was born in I'm 27. That's what I'm trying to say. I grew up with like my parents and older relatives looking back on like the 80s, the 70s. Then it was my older cousins with the early 2000s. I'm not used to being the one nostalgic for my youth. I'm unk, dude. Put me out to pasture. Jesus Christmas. Nostalgia's always gonna make us view the past with rose-colored glasses because 2016 wasn't all sunshine and rainbows. You know, besides the election, there was Brexit, there was the refugee crisis, there was the Zika virus. I feel like so many major celebrities died that year. Prince, David Bowie, Alan Rickman, just to name a few. Even then, things just felt happier. Social media just felt more authentic back in the day. YouTube isn't just people sitting down and turning on a camera anymore. Creators are building entire brands now, which is great. Obviously, as a creator, I love that for us, but there's downsides to everything. But I think a lot of people miss when social media felt more genuine. There wasn't AI slop everywhere. I hate that when I'm scrolling through Reels or TikTok, I have to question if something's AI or not. But I think it ultimately comes down to the fact that we're getting old, dude. All of us who grew up in the 2010s are realizing that we aren't going to have the future that previous generations promised us. The idea of buying a house is a pipe dream for most people. You know, we got climate change to worry about. We got a shitty healthcare system, at least in the United States. The wealth gap is getting bigger and bigger. There's virtually no middle class anymore. And if you want to retire, well, good luck, Charlie. And perhaps this current administration plays a hand in why we all miss 2016. Not that Obama was like the best president either. I feel like people glaze him a little too much, but like the Obama era felt hopeful. It felt like we were finally making progress, only to regress quite a bit the past 10 years. The passage of time is a crazy thing. I'd love to hear your thoughts about why people are romanticizing 2016. What do you miss the most about 2016? Let me know down below. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you to Ballesta for sponsoring. And if you've made it this far, you need a one dance.